Magnemite's following Pikachu all over the place, almost like it's a streaker or something.
Ash, you mean a stalker.
Ah yes, a stalker, of course. Anyway, here's a battle coming up. And yeah. Here it comes, and it's against MD Haze. And I missed the outrage right there. That was kind of gay, because, you know, I missed the outrage. Then he tricked me. And, yeah, and then when the outrage actually hits, it hits this asswipe, which is going to be a little bit of trouble. So, he predicts my switch and goes for the CM. But then he discovers, you know, I bring Raikou in here, and now I have a Raikou, and Raikou's, like, kind of sneering. So I go for a Calm Mind of my own, just to be, you know, kind of beastie. So, I T-Bolt them, and you know what, Life Orb, plus Calm Mind, plus Max Special Attack, Modest Nature, you know, you would think that would kill him. So, whatever. He's lucky he roared me away there. So, he switches out, and I went for a Focus Blast, because that was the only move I had that wouldn't be, not very effective on him. Oh well. So I send in Shaman here, and he goes for a Psycho Cut and gets a crit. That's alright. I don't mind too much. Doesn't really do much in the battle either. So he brings an Arcanine. Seed Flare that. Just never know what happens. But Seed Flare it doesn't miss, so I guess I was on the flip side of things. Brings in Venusaur, and I hit Power Fire, and this does absolutely nothing. And yeah, he puts me to sleep. But I have Natural Cure, so doesn't matter. So anyway, what's going on here? I bring in a Azumarill, and I go for the Ice Punch. I thought he'd know he'd live one, because he could live one, then he could just went for the Grass on me and raped me. I was hoping he'd switch kinda, but I don't know. I don't know what I was doing there. So whatever. Hit the Slowbro, doesn't do anything, but I get Double Edge, and that does some stuff. He goes for a Psychic. Doesn't do that much. So now I just get my last Double Edge in there, kill him, and that totally rapes. Pacific took out a wall. That's pretty awesome. Especially it was a wall that it's weak against. Brings a Haunter, and I know that this thing has probably one purpose, and that's to endure and then rape. So I was gonna U-turn here, but for some reason I went for HP Ice, and yeah, that ended up being a big mistake, because then I lose Blaziznape to this D-Bond here, and that sucked. And yeah, that's pretty amazing. Shit. So I was pretty mad that I lost Blaziznape, you know, because it was probably the biggest counter I had to his Venusaur. But now it's gone. So now he brings in this Taurus, and I'm like, wow, a Taurus. I hope it doesn't have Return Max Happiness, and it looks like it might, but since I'm bulky, it doesn't matter too much. Too much to me, actually. So he brings in Venusaur again, and I went for the Seed Flare. I'm like, yeah. Don't know what I was doing. So anyways, he sleeps me, and I'm like, whatever, I'll get some lefties gain, I guess. It's not like that. I figure out later that that Venusaur doesn't have anything to do to me, so Shaman's pretty much a direct counter, and we'd be sitting there all day if it was ever Venusaur versus Shaman. So I switched to Lugus here, and he tricks me into a Scarf, and that's not too cool. Unfortunately, I'm tricked into a Scarf, and that means I'm stuck in an Earthquake. So he goes into this thing again. And this thing doesn't deserve to be UU, or NU, or BL. It deserves to be OU. That's okay. So I keep going for Earthquake. I just want to see if he has a healing move on him other than Leech Seed, because I'm trying to scout his moveset as best as I can, so I know who to come in with. And I really want to see if he has a healing move other than Leech Seed. He keeps grass knotting me. I keep Earthquaking him because I want him to break out another move. See if he has a healing. And yeah, right here he synthesises, and I'm like, oh, damn. So that right now, I went for another Earthquake by for some reason. I was probably hungry for a crit or something. So I'm bringing Raikou. Puts him to sleep. That sucked. Oh well. So now, he sees him, and I thought I'd let that happen because I was gonna switch to Lucario, but I thought I'd give it some time. Maybe I'd wake up. But then I decided just to leave Raikou for Sleep Fodder, and that's what I ended up doing. So now I bring in Lucario. He has 350 attack, 1 Swords Dance, and here comes the second. And now 350 attack times modified by 2 Swords Dances. Maybe if I got 1 more Swords Dance, I probably could have killed this thing with 1 Crunch, but I don't know. But I was confident that would kill with 2. 350 attack plus 2 Swords Dances. I thought it'd do way better than what it did, but it didn't. And I was pretty sad. So I'm like, what am I gonna do now? I can't do anything. So I just went for another Crunch, and luckily he went for another Synthesis, so I could save Lucario for later if I want. So I decided to, you know, stop being dumb and save him. So now I'm gonna switch on to Shaman now, because it's a pretty good move, since I know that he has nothing he can do to Shaman. And he brings in Tauros, and the Bull. So I go for this Leech Seed here to get some more health back. He returns, and he's dying because he has Life Orb. I just finish him off with this HP Fire. And here we go, we're just waiting for him to bring in his last guy before the last guy. Medicham, and I outspeed that because he took his Choice Scarf went away to Lugus, and he has leftovers, so that's why Shaman outsped. So now he brings in Venusaur. I bring in Lugus just to put a Rock Slide out, but then I misclicked onto Toxic. So ain't that like me? So I'm like, wow, misclicked to Toxic. I'll just keep using it because, you know what, no point. So I bring in Shaman. He knots me with grass, and I Hidden Power Fire him once. Doesn't do that much at all. But since I'm going to be healing faster than he can be injuring me, he's just going to say, you know what, I'm going to run. You got me. I said we'd call it a draw. So I just called it a draw. It was still well fought. Yeah. So I'm in the second round of Supreme Kings tournament, the Supreme King Scratchy Skull Boys tournament. So hopefully I can actually get a video up of that round. So thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe.